Senate Majority Leader Harry Reid is taking new heat today after doubling down on claims that Republican presidential hopeful Governor Mitt Romney did not pay taxes for a decade. He first made this claim during a speech on the Senate floor back in mid-July. Initially, it didn't get a lot of reaction.
His father, George Romney, set the precedent that people running for president would file their tax returns, let everybody look at them. But Mitt Romney can't do that because he's basically paid no taxes in the prior 12 years.
Mr. Reid then repeated the allegation during a more recent interview with the Huffington Post, saying he is not basing this on some figment of his imagination, but that more than one person has allegedly told him this. Nonetheless, he declined to name a source. And today, again, he took to the Senate floor and said this.
So the word's out that he hasn't paid any taxes for 10 years. Let him prove that he has paid taxes, because he hasn't. We already know from one partial tax return that he gave us, he has money hidden in Bermuda, the Cayman Islands, and a Swiss bank account.
Okay, joining me now to debate it, Mark Thiessen, who's a fellow at the American Enterprise Institute and a former speechwriter for President George W. Bush. Also, Julie Roginski, who's a former political advisor to New Jersey Senator Frank Lautenberg and a Fox News contributor. So I love it because he goes to the Senate floor, he doesn't get a lot of attention, then he gives an interview with the Huffington Post, then it gets some more attention, then he goes back to the Senate floor and said, the word's out. Thanks to you. You tell me, Mark Thiessen, whether this is appropriate for the Senate Majority Leader to be saying, without naming a source and taking to the Senate floor to do this?
Oh, absolutely. Well, fair game. Okay, well, I'm going to make some news on your show today, Megan. The word is out that for the past 10 years, Harry Reid has been beating his wife. Now, do I know that Harry Reid's been beating his wife? Do I have any proof? No, but the burden of proof is on him to prove that he hasn't been beating his wife. I mean, that's essentially what Harry Reid just did to Mitt Romney.
He used that term, saying he's got the burden of proof.
Yeah, he says he's got the burden of proof. He says the word is out. Well, what does the word is out mean? I could say the word is out about anything, and then he admits he doesn't have any proof. In fact, this is the quote. He said, "Do I know that that's true? Well, I'm not certain, but I don't think that the burden of proof should be on me. The burden should be on him. He's the one I've alleged has not paid taxes." I mean, that's Orwellian. I mean, Jon Stewart had it right the other night when he said that if you, after rule of thumb, when you make an accusation and you have to follow with the words, "I don't know that's true," it's time to shut up. And this is, by the way, not the first time that the Democrats have done this. Just a few weeks ago, the Obama campaign went out and accused Mitt Romney of committing a felony in his filings with the SEC over his tenure at Bain. So I think what we're seeing here is that the Democrats are just desperate to change the topic to anything but the fact that they have presided over the worst job creation record since the Great Depression, and so they've chucked hope and change in exchange for one of the dirtiest political campaigns in recent memory.
Julie, let me ask you this. As a pundit, as somebody comes on television and you've worked for Democratic lawmakers, if somebody called you up and told you, I believe the guy didn't pay taxes for 10 years, would you then repeat that on the airwaves?
Well, to go back to Mark's point about Harry Reid and beating his wife, if there were police records that were existing about Harry Reid and Harry Reid didn't want to release them, then yeah, the burden of proof would be on Harry Reid.
No.
There are taxes out there.
No, but you're not answering my question. Would you do it? Do you think that is responsible for you? Would you do that?
I think it is silly season in politics, and I think it is actually politically a brilliant move on Harry Reid's part. Is it something that is politics fair game? No. Is Harry Reid doing something as a Democrat? Of course.
But he's got power, Julie. He's got power. People listen to the Senate Majority Leader, and then they tend to believe, I think, the Senate Majority Leader.
Disprove it. Release the tax returns. That's not me saying it. There's tons of Republicans out there saying it, including our friend from Fox News, Bill Kristol, among others. Release the tax returns.
You know what, though? There's also a lot of there are some left-wing blogs today that are saying, shame on you, Harry Reid. That's not appropriate. There's enough going on in this election that we can have a debate on the merits. We don't have to create these issues based on an imaginary friend, although he maintains it's not imaginary.
Well, let's put it this way. Did Mitt Romney pay no taxes? Did Mitt Romney pay fewer taxes than most people? Did Mitt Romney pay his fair share of taxes?
Why can't, Mark, we have that debate? Why can't we have that debate? We've been having that debate, right? Should Mitt Romney release more taxes? Why can't we just have that debate without Harry Reid and his alleged source?
We are having that debate.
That's for Mark.
Mitt Romney, look, I agree with you that Mitt Romney should release his taxes, but look, Mitt Romney has agreed to release 2 years of his taxes. CBS News reported just this week that 2 weeks ago, McClatchy News asked all 535 members of Congress to release just 1 year of their tax returns, and they reported, quote, among those who refused to turn over their tax returns was Senate Majority Leader Harry Reid. So what is in those tax returns, Megan? I'd like to know. I mean, what the heck? Let's speculate. Is he taking money from corrupt casino moguls? Is he on the take from the Las Vegas mob? The word is out that Harry Reid is corrupt. Burden of proof. I have no proof. I have no evidence whatsoever that Harry Reid is corrupt, but I've made the accusation. Let him prove that I'm wrong.
Well, you tell me, Julie, because when you have Jon Stewart taking to his airwaves, I mean, he is no conservative pundit, and ripping on you for, among other things, he didn't like how Harry Reid then said that Mitt Romney's father, his deceased father, would be ashamed of him. Here's a taste of that, by the way, then I'll get you to react.
Can we change that, please? Yes. I cannot believe you just went dead dad shame on Mitt Romney. As someone who has truly and thoroughly disappointed his still living father on many occasions, let me just say that is a bull shot.
Julie?
I gotta agree with Jon Stewart on that one. I wouldn't go the dead dad route.
You're torn because you got Stewart and Harry Reid.
I gotta go with Stewart on this one. I'm not sure I'd be saying that anybody's dad is ashamed of them living or dead. I do think, having worked for a couple of wealthy politicians who had been asked to release their taxes, and they did release their taxes, and they should have. And I think Harry Reid should release his. I think every elected official running for high office should release their tax returns, because we, the voters, need to know what's in them. That applies to Democrats as well as Republicans.
I feel nosy. I feel nosy. I don't know. I don't want to see Harry Reid's. I don't know if I want to see any of them, but I guess I know.
You kind of want to know where they're investing and where they're going to be.
I feel nosy. I feel like a nosy neighbor looking at my neighbor with their bathrobe off. No, I never did that. I swear. Okay, panel. Thank you.
Thanks.
Erica,
Thanks,
I
Megan.
swear. Coming up next, stunning new developments.